Okay, so this is video number 1 for my wire jewelry making journey, and I'm just going to keep it simple. Pretty much, I've learned that it is not as easy as it looks. Every photo that I pinned on Pinterest looked very simple and delicate and pretty. In reality, it is not that pretty. So I started off using some pliers and wire cutters from my dad's garage that are pretty hardcore. I finally figured out that I'm definitely going to need pliers and stuff that are made specifically for wire that's used for jewelry making. So I invested in this little set of pliers. They're important. They're called round nose pliers, I've learned. And the plier part of it is actually round, so you can make exact spirals, because when you're twisting it like this, you couldn't make a perfect spiral with pliers that have flat edges like this one does. So I just very recently invested in these and haven't gotten a really good chance to use them yet. This is cool. This one is for flattening the wire. Those are the tools. Other things that I've learned that you need, and it has all of the different ring sizes on it, and it came with this, which is just a bunch of different ring sizes, and it just says the size on there so you can figure out your ring size. And it's really important in wire jewelry making, especially if you're wrapping wire continuously around the whole ring, that you actually opt for one size bigger, because it will shrink in a sense the more wire you add to it. I've also picked up some beads, and I've learned, I haven't been able to use these ones because what I've learned is the smaller the bead, the smaller the hole through the bead, so it doesn't fit on my smallest size wire. And talking about wire, so I have 2 gauges so far. So the way that wire works, the larger the gauge number, the thinner the wire is. So this is 18 gauge wire. It's very, very easy to bend with your fingers. And then this, I believe this is 14 gauge wire, which, yeah, you can see it's a lot thicker, and you can still bend it with your fingers, but definitely not as easy. So the first part of my process, I learned that you just have to start with the basics, because it takes time to get used to working with the wire and getting the hand movements right, and making sure you go about it right. You have to really work with the wire. But this one, I used the 14 gauge wire and made the basic ring, and then I used the smaller wire to wrap around the side of it, and this was just really good, just building my foundation of knowledge. That's one that I've made, but my beginning ones are very rough. I have a lot of things that look like this, where I was just trying to get the basics of it. This one has a bead in it. A lot of things that look like this too, but I actually did an okay job not screwing up the wire too much on that one. My next step, since I've definitely gotten more used to bending the wire and just working with it and being very patient, that is definitely the key to this, is patience. I hope I will be able to continue to follow the tutorial videos that I've found that show you how to make specific pieces. What I've been using mostly now is YouTube channels and YouTube videos that are centered around things like knowing what gauge wire you're going to need, and then, yeah, knowing all the names of the tools. Like this, this is a flush cutter, as they call it. Your ultimate goal is to make the jewelry but also make it wearable, meaning not have any loose ends of wire poking the inside of it, because when you slide it on, I've done that several times, you'd actually be able to feel like poking wire, like sticking into your skin. I am very happy to have gotten this set recently. I'm going to be able to start using it, but it takes lots of patience. I bought this pair. This was my first tool I bought for them. These are round nose pliers, but it's made out of plastic, and I learned my lesson. Plastic is used for very, very thin types of wire with very high gauge numbers, because it has a very hard time gripping the wire if you're trying to twist it. And it actually, I've gripped the 18 gauge wire with it too hard, and I've made indents on the inside of my round nose pliers, so it's technically not even round anymore. Yeah, I'm excited to start phase 2 of this project and move on from just practicing the basic wrapping and everything, and actually start to make different pieces of rings and earrings, hopefully, too. So